Did it work or not work?
That's all that matters. So lovely to see you, Sam.
Thank you.
And thank
for
you.
having me on your show.
Thank you for being part of Chrome Talkies. And I think you've always been an inspiration. We've met so many times, but I think it's a fantastic opportunity to get more insights from you, the torchbearer of the advertising industry, at least for India. So I think that's pretty appropriate of what the role that you had over the last so many years. Sam, how do you see marketing? And I'll tell you the background where I'm coming from. Things are fast moving to digital. How do you see marketing evolve over the next half a decade?
Half a decade.
Over the next 5 years?
So clearly, I think our thinking is also evolving over the last 5 years. I think our thinking, even in India, has dramatically evolved. And I think it has evolved mainly, as I said in my talk, on the back of rapidly changing Indians' media viewing habits.
That's right.
So until 5 years ago, digital had started growing, but for perspective, I think it was only about, it had a 4-5% market share about 10-12 years ago.
That's right.
So, of course, digital was around 10-15 years before that.
That's right.
So, it took 10-15 years in India to reach a 4% share, but from 4 to 35,
it's a huge jump.
Now we expect it to reach 41 by end of this year.
Yeah.
That's a galloping pace.
Sam, where do you see this 41 in 5 years from now? Just a ballpark number.
I think in 5 years, according to me, it should reach 50-55. Because I think, as I see it, as connected TV homes increase dramatically,
That's right.
I see connected TV homes giving you all the advantages of television, which marketers love, with all the targetability and gizmos and interactivity and all of that of digital.
Absolutely.
So, the marketer gets the best of both worlds. Now, as we heard the Samsung person say, they are indeed selling a lot of smart TVs, and I don't know if my figures are right, but they say almost 90% of TVs sold now
Are smart.
Are smart TVs.
And logically so, because the cost barrier is not there, right?
It's not there. So, I mean, Ria told me that according to you, there are 18 million
active smart TVs,
connected
TVs in India.
Homes. Now, as that number goes up, I think the adoption of digital on a more mass scale by the large FMCG players who so far have stayed true to television.
You see a migration?
I see a migration. Because, as I said, it gives you all the power of television and brand building, with all the sophisticated features for which digital is very good for the advertiser.
Yeah.
So it's, to my mind, the best of both worlds. So why should the advertiser not adopt it?
That's right.
Today, there are I would say from a marketing advertising perspective, there are some concerns. Concerns are on, number of completed views are much fewer. The way impressions are counted is, 2 seconds and 3 seconds. not too much standardization,
It is currently 3 seconds for video.
small screen,
Yeah.
too much of interference
Sam, I need your
on
view
the
on the
screen.
completed views. I think you've raised a very valid point here. What research says is a completed view of 10 second vis-a-vis a 3 second impression stands at a ratio of 89%, which in other words means if you watched an ad for 3 seconds, there is an 89% probability you would complete the 10 seconds.
Yes.
So is it good? Is it appropriate to be selling on 3 second CPMs, or ideally they should become a 9 or 10 second to give an equitable number for TV?
See, I personally have difficulty in digesting this. You know, if our industry is now 1 lakh crores, is going to be 1 lakh crores this year,
Yeah.
at a very conservative estimate, you know, advertisers would be spending at least 10,000 crores on making videos and film production and paying the creative agencies. There's a vast infrastructure of creative people and account planners and account managers who create these commercials. The amount of time, effort, thinking, debating, consumer groups, and all that
To
goes
keep audiences retained.
to keep audiences retained and to decide what message to put across to what, how to say it, why to say it, how to convince the other person. It's all a very, very deeply thought out thing. Now, if you tell me it doesn't matter, 3 seconds can equally do the job.
No, I'm not saying the 3 seconds. What I'm saying, Sam, is that you have actually added to what I'm saying. The quantum of creative, the quantum of research that goes into deciding a 10 second ad or a 30 second ad is so intense, which validates the theory to an extent that if it's consumed for 3 seconds, people do not switch out of that digital medium.
I understand that. Okay, I understood. But most creative advertising people would tell you even 10 seconds is not enough.
It's not enough.
Because see, one of the things I wanted to end my talk with is all this technology is fine, but ultimately the fundamental need is the brand must occupy a permanent at least a semi-permanent place in my heart
Yeah.
and in my mind.
Yeah.
That is what job of advertising and marketing is. And you can't possibly do that by just
Fut ads. You gotta hold on people. This again is taking me again on the spillovers effect. Linear TV conventionally is bought because of the spillover. You buy for one, you get four more people somewhere in the system. The spillover could be within a household and all. But the question that I'm trying to arrive at with you is that I agree with you. 10 seconds is not enough. Probably you need 15, 20, 30 seconds or a minute of communication. But the way this fast food generation is moving, I think time is reducing, right? So 10 seconds is a fair bet.
But I would say 20 seconds to establish a message. If I'm launching a new brand, let us say I give you, let's talk of your product. I give you, you sell Chrome to me in 10 seconds.
I can't.
What will you do?
But you're super bright. I can sell in 10 seconds. You will figure it out. But
so according to me,
I think it's a repeat. The 10 seconds, the way we are looking at it, it's probably talking about a brand that's already established. It's more of reinforcement. But if you're trying to do a product sell with detailed aspects, I'm completely with you. You need a minute.
So but of course, conversely, to be fair to digital, there are some case studies of digital first brands which are doing reasonably well. Not too many such cases, but there are some. Also, what concerns me, if I may share a concern of mine, you see, enlightened, established marketers, like we heard Puneet of Tata Tea and all, they understand branding and power of advertising. Now, if you take a lot of new age businesses, that have emerged in the last 5 to 10 years, and their promoters, I don't think they have a very good, strong understanding of brand and why they are spending money on advertising. So they very often interchange mass media advertising
With
with spending on search, spending on
ah
e-commerce, and all of that. To my mind, whilst of course these are very powerful tools and they must be used,
yeah
but to my mind, that's not so much brand building.
yeah
It is like how in the olden days, we used to say ATL and BTL.
yes
So mass media advertising
is
is
now becoming
ATL, it is brand building, search and e-commerce.
that's more detailed.
BTL, and you need both.
Yeah, let me take an example. So let's take Kentaro because it's one of the big campaigns on TV. So Kentaro 10-second ad is good, bad. Everyone knows Kentaro to a great extent, and that's one example. So a 10-second ads, Hema Malini, Kentaro, great arrow. That's it. Does the 10 seconds suffice to get to ignite a purchase eventually?
I don't know if I should talk about a specific brand
In general,
because I have a point of view on Kentaro and I've shared that with the promoter. I do think that such ads become a blind spot
beyond the point.
because what are you doing? I mean, I keep seeing the same thing.
But it's a very high frequency, right? That's the catch.
High frequency for years on end, it no longer kind of communicates. It's just there. So, according to me, whilst maybe for establishing a new brand or something, you need to establish a brand with a story, as I said, to place it in your heart and mind. Then you may like to do a high frequency thing initially, but if you just keep repeating your brand name, I think according to me, you're not doing justice to brand building.
I think I would tend to partly disagree with you on this one because I would believe if a brand is established, so take Nirma for example, if you go back to the good old days, it was Nirma, Nirma, Nirma. That's all it was. So whether they send it for 30 seconds or they would say it for 10 seconds, the idea was just a recall. So if I was going to buy a washing powder or an RO, what strikes me is a Nirma or a Kentaro.
I could argue with the same kind of media money,
you could have reached a bigger audiences.
Creative license also, I could have created a more powerful, persuasive, benefit-driven message
for a new set of audiences.
For
since we're cutting on frequency to reach.
No, let's before going to new audiences with the message itself, I could have built a more powerful brand pull, and then of course I could have gone to newer audiences. Don't forget, but in those days, newer audiences were not available. Actually, they were not necessary because one Doordarshan covered it all.
That's right. That's right. Lovely. Sam, last question. The debate today across all your clients, selling digital TV on CPMs or ERs. What's your view and why? Selling and buying both.
So, according to me, the bigger opportunity for digital is to sell on CPRP basis. If you go to Puneet and tell him that look, I'll give you a CPRP of this, he can directly compare it to his television. He did say, I think Tata Tea spends, I'm making a guess, I don't know, at least 75% of their large budget on television.
Okay.
Now, how does digital get a part of that?
share.
So according to me, I think as we go, as multi-channel becomes a way of life and multimedia consumption becomes a way of life, the need of the hour is to get a common platform where you can measure multimedia.
Yeah.
One a common platform where you can measure TV, digital, print, radio,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Maybe if that is impossible for technological reasons or cost reasons, I don't know. Technology may help us skip this step entirely because these are after all intermediate measures
That's right.
and go ultimately to did it work or not work.
Yeah.
In which case, then I don't need all these intermediate measures. I just need to say I spent
X and what did I get in return?
X on this
And
channel,
why was the return?
X on this. What did I get? Did it work or did it not?
And you have a simple efficiency ratio and you go ahead with the
Whether I
efficiency
reach
ratio.
100 million or 10 million, never mind if I paid 1 crore for it or I paid 10 lakhs. Did it work or not work?
That's all that matters. And that's all that matters. I think lovely. So that's the corona high that we do. Lovely chatting up with you, Sam.